Hey, New Mexico. My name is Nakayla, and here are some of the news stories you may have missed this week. Project Jupiter, the massive data center under construction in southern New Mexico, is facing major legal setbacks. The New Mexico Supreme Court has temporarily halted proceedings on the project's air quality permit and separately blocked the use of a new groundwater well supplying the construction site. The air permit case involves a proposed methane-powered microgrid that would provide electricity to the data center. Clean energy group New Energy Economy argues the permit process shouldn't move forward because the project still lacks a confirmed natural gas supply. A proposed pipeline has faced repeated setbacks after the state land office rejected requests to cross state land trusts. Meanwhile, the Center for Biological Diversity challenged the state's authorization of a new water well, stating 100 million gallons have been pumped from the well since April. Hearing officer Max Shepard has also recused himself after environmental groups accused him of issuing inconsistent rulings and creating an unfair process. The Environment Department says it will appoint a new hearing officer if the Supreme Court lifts its stay. Oracle says it will comply with the court's orders and remains confident the regulatory process will ultimately prevail. House Speaker Mike Johnson made a high-profile stop in New Mexico's 2nd Congressional District, campaigning for Republican challenger Greg Cunningham. Johnson's visit drew about 24 protesters outside the event. Johnson called Cunningham, a former Marine and retired police officer, a common-sense leader, and said the race could help determine control of the U.S. House. Cunningham is challenging Democratic incumbent Gabe Vasquez in what's expected to be one of the nation's most closely watched congressional races. Republicans have spent millions to support Cunningham, while Vasquez criticized the spending and warned Cunningham would support President Donald Trump's agenda. Cunningham defended recent Republican legislation while saying he opposes indiscriminate cuts to programs like food assistance and Medicaid. The election is on November 3rd. New Mexico is projecting a record $14.8 billion in revenue for the coming budget year, driven largely by high oil prices tied to the U.S.-Iran conflict. That could give lawmakers in the state's next governor about $924 million in new money to spend. But state economists warn the windfall doesn't mean New Mexico's economy is thriving across the board. Inflation remains high, and just 56.9% of working-age New Mexicans were participating in the labor force as of June. Nearly 40% of the state's general fund revenue comes from oil and gas investment income, sources that don't directly tax residents. Some lawmakers are pushing to eliminate the state's personal income tax, while the administration warns that could cost billions and disproportionately benefit wealthy residents. New Mexico State Representative Joseph Hernandez, a Democrat from Shiprock, is dropping his re-election campaign following an alcohol-related incident at a Chicago hotel last month. A Chicago police report and witnesses told the Journal that Hernandez was allegedly running naked through a hotel hallway and knocking on guest doors. Police escorted him from the hotel, but he was not charged. Hernandez later apologized and said he has challenges with alcohol. On Tuesday, he announced that he would not seek another term, saying he wants to focus on his health and family while finishing his current term. If you work a 9-to-5, or if your name is Jolene, you may already know this one. Country music icon Dolly Parton died Tuesday in Nashville at 80 after a brief battle with cancer. Parton went from a poor childhood in Tennessee to becoming one of the world's most iconic and loved singers, known for generational anthems like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You. Her music sold more than 100 million copies worldwide, while her career expanded into movies, television, Broadway, and business. She starred in 9-to-5 and Steel Magnolias, and founded the Dollywood theme park in Tennessee. Parton won 10 Grammy Awards and received numerous honors for both her music and philanthropy. She was more than just a musician. She used her stardom to uplift multiple communities with programs such as her Imagination Library, which mails free books to children from birth. In lieu of flowers, Parton's family requested that those who want to show their love donate to the program, continuing her legacy of generosity and philanthropy. That's your latest New Mexico update. Be sure to follow the Albuquerque Journal to stay up to date with all the latest news. My name's Nakayla. Thanks for watching.